Hi everyone! Today I want to talk about the full moon that we're going to have on Monday, July 3rd, in a nakshatra called Purva Ashadha in the sign of Sagittarius. But before I begin, I also want to say I will be talking about the sidereal or astronomical placements as used in Vedic astrology. If you're new to this channel, hi! I'm RoseAnna. I'm a Vedic astrologer talking about planetary transits and new and full moon updates. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe below. You can also find me over on Instagram at Starlight Inspiration, where I post new astrology content every week. So this full moon will be in a nakshatra called Purva Ashadha, which fully resides within fiery and visionary Sagittarius. So this is a nakshatra that deals very much with our personal beliefs, our faith, and our vision. And this is much to do with like our vision for the future, or even the vision, like the higher vision for our life, what we perceive, what provides us with meaning and what provides us with purpose. So in this nakshatra, it's very important to have a personal goal or a personal sort of vision that makes you feel both inspired, but that also provides your life with meaning. And if we look at the moon cycle, which we are operating under at this time of the full moon, which is the last new moon that we had in the sign of Gemini in a nakshatra called 𝒃𝒍𝒆𝒔𝒔𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒔. And so this dealt a lot with, or this moon cycle deals a lot with our individual ideas and expanding our, let's say, intellectual horizons and seeking new inspiration, seeking new influences and things that catches our interest. So, and this full moon reflects how these things are anchored within our own personal beliefs and whether they are aligned with the personal beliefs and our personal truth, let's say, because that's ultimately what Purva Ashadha deals with. It's our inner truth. So it's very important here that these things are aligned. So this full moon, as any full moon, is a great time for letting things go, letting go of things that no longer feel aligned, letting go of those things that no longer serve you. And in this case, this has a lot to do with letting go of those beliefs, ideas, and even those negative beliefs or ideas that you may hold about yourself. And also this moon cycle, because in 𝒃𝒍𝒆𝒔𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒔 in Gemini, it also deals a lot with our personal story, like that inner story that you have, that inner narrator, let's say, that you have that sort of explains your actions and explains why you do the things that you do and why you are the way that you are, and all those things. And that could be quite, especially if like myself, for example, I have a very strong inner critic. So if you have like a strong inner critic, that could be something that actually hinders you a lot. So this could also be a great full moon to look at those things, perhaps write or journal or meditate on all of those like daily thoughts and daily that story that is always operating in the background, and letting go of or becoming aware of when that turns negative and which things you can change and which beliefs or ideas you can let go of, or try to let go of. That sometimes we have to catch ourselves thinking actually in the moment, thinking those negative things about ourselves and be like, no, time to change my beliefs and write a different story. So it's a very active process, because this is something that happens all day long, even whether we are aware of it or not. So lots of this happens unconsciously, let's say, where it's just automatic. So it's a very active process of changing it. But if we can, and if we become aware of these things, we can have truly wonderful changes in our lives as well. So this full moon can be very good for that. Purva Ashadha is often called the invincible star, and it's also translated as the undefeated. So there's a very fiery, determined sort of energy that can be found here, and it deals a lot with it. It's also very competitive, so it's very important here that we feel that that inner sense of meaning and purpose and ambition. And this full moon can highlight our own feeling of purpose, drive, ambition, and vision, like the vision we have in our life. So if you feel that your vision for your future or the higher goals which are motivating you, if they don't feel aligned with either your truths or your inner, like your deeper core values, that can be a time for realigning these things now as well. If we look at the planetary ruler for Purva Ashadha, it is the planet Venus. And because this full resides within the sign of Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, there's an influence of the combined energy of Venus and Jupiter here. Both Venus and Jupiter are actually very spiritual planets, or let's say planets that pushes us in the direction of seeking spiritual experiences. Because Jupiter is the planet of faith, of course, and our beliefs, and it's also the planet of tradition. So, you know, those like spiritual laws or spiritual practices. Jupiter is very much concerned with the spiritual practices, like the how we're supposed to do things and all of that. So Jupiter is a spiritual motivator, but even Venus, because Venus is the planet that makes us seek sensual experiences. And if you think about a time when you've had like a strong, like a wonderful experience from either meditating or praying or like a group meditation, or, you know, where you just feel very at peace and very connected. Venus is the planet that spurs us to seek that experience. So Venus and Jupiter together can actually be very good for seeking spiritually, but the highest expression of Venus is that of practicing our beliefs out of devotion even. So there could be a strong influence of spiritual experiences here as well. Every nakshatra is also linked to a specific deity or a cosmic influence. And in the case of Purva Ashadha, this is Appas, the divine manifestation of water. So it's like the, what would you say, the pure element of water. The connection with water means that it's also very important that our beliefs and our faith and our vision, our goals, that they are also linked and grounded within our emotions, that we feel inspired and feel our meaning on a deeper level. It also shows the importance that our vision or the goal that we are working toward, it is meant to make us feel good. It is meant to have a strong emotional connection even as well. So we can't just operate out of our mind, but it has to be, it shows the significance of it having to be more deeply rooted within ourselves at our core, let's say. If we look at the symbol that is linked to this nakshatra, it is either a winnowing basket or a fan. And the winnowing basket is what is used for separating the wheat from the chaff. And this shows the continuing process, like the ever continuing process of refining our vision, of refining our motives and our beliefs. Like, our beliefs aren't really meant to be, because it's easy to become very convinced of the righteousness of our own beliefs and our own way of thinking, you know what I mean? But that can also make us become quite rigid. And when we're presented with something that sort of challenges our beliefs, we can sort of be unable to take that in or be open to any other form of suggestions. So whether they be true or not, you know. But so the winnowing basket shows that we're meant to be in a continuing process of refining our beliefs, that they never become static, always bettering ourselves, even, if you will. So, and the fan it's an instrument that is used for cooling ourselves down on a hot summer day, let's say. So the fan shows also the need to calm ourselves, or to calm our temperament, that can be seen here, because Purva Ashadha is very determined, very competitive, and even fired up about our own beliefs, if you will. So it could show that need here to also keep our cool, or to cool down our fiery temperament. As always, I thought I'd share my questions for reflection that I wrote for the full moon. And the questions I wrote this full moon were: have I become aware of any limiting beliefs that it's time to let go of? Am I engaging in negative self-talk? If so, how can I help myself readjust the way I speak or think about myself? Are my actions reflecting my beliefs? If, say, I value honesty, am I speaking truthfully? Are my actions aligned with the highest vision for my future? Am I putting my efforts into the things that will take me closer to my goals? Am I making time for the things that make me feel truly inspired? Or am I wasting time doing things that won't matter a day, a week, or a month from now? If you want to read the post in its entirety, you are most welcome to visit my blog at starlightinspiration.com/blog. I would also like to say that this will be the last video for me for a couple of weeks, as I am going on vacation, but I will see you again in August, and I wish you a most magical month of July. Take care, guys. Bye.